I'm back, guys. It's time to do my weekly town hall recap with a chance to win, this time 5,000 dark crystals. Because, I haven't done it in a few weeks because life got me too busy, but for sure it was time to do this again. I know I haven't been making a lot of videos. I'm going to try to get back to them again. I just had my anniversary trip and all that kind of stuff, and it was just time to take a break from videos, but now I'm going to be trying to get back to it. Make sure to leave comments about things about the games or other projects you might want me to cover, and I'm going to be talking about one I'll be covering very soon. Okay, let's go ahead and get into the town hall recap because I know you guys like these to be a lot quicker. The town hall yesterday was pretty fun considering Matt wasn't there. We still had some kind of big announcements, and then we had announcements of announcements, which is always fun. Apparently next week on Monday we're going to get something really big, but they also dropped a few announcements today on Tuesday as a follow-up to the town hall, and we'll go over those, and that'll lead you into a project that I'm going to cover because I think Splinterlands players will want to learn a little bit about it. So the main things that we got in the town hall. So we got the updated roadmap. This is always fun to look at to keep track of where they think things are. So we're going to look at that in a second. But the Huobi, I don't know how to pronounce this, global is going to be listing SPS, and this is happening tomorrow on the 3rd. It's getting a pair up with the USDT, so that's not a bad thing at all. We're going to have another big market that'll have the chance to buy SPT tokens, and when you look at like who might want to get it in that marketplace, it might be more people who are understanding the ability to join some of the different liquidity pools that are out there, earn those big rewards, or people who want to take a chance on a governance token. Huobi should be, is one of the top 10 exchanges. It's not one that I can use. I don't know how much impact this will have, but still the SPS token getting out onto bigger exchanges, especially ones that I don't know how to pronounce, are fine with me. I know all of us maybe want to see the Binance or the Coinbases of the world, or even the FTXs, but those will come in time as the game continues to grow, or when we get control of the governance, if we really want to spend all of our money that we have saved up in the treasury on those kind of listings. Let's get into the roadmap really quick. So as you can see, the things that are live, the new ranked rewards, the Waka Flocka was on here, the validator node pre-sale is still up and going. They're releasing different features into the game, and we'll see which ones went live today after the update. And Wild and Modern Phase 1 is currently live. The interesting thing to kind of look in here is what is almost done. Like SPS validators, even though this tail right here is covering it, is 80% complete. So that means that they must be kind of over here in the QA testing area of that. And we had a dev on the AMA that, that's what it used to be. It's Town Hall now. That told us that he was being moved off of the SPS Validator project basically because he had wrapped up the code, and they're going to let a different developer take over now and just finish up the testing and everything like that. It's nice to see that this land non-card market is coming. This 75% done means they're getting very close to this being done, and the non-card market could be the first time that we start to see a push in the value of packs like the Untamed and Alpha and Beta again, because they'll be able to be bought on the site. Not every user in this game is really active on the HIVE blockchain. Not every one of them uses tribal decks or the HIVE engine or BSwap. Most of the players probably do, but not all of them and not all future players. There is the players that just come in and they use PayPal to buy credits, and they use those credits to buy the things they want within the game. And right now they have no way to buy older packs. It's just not available. You cannot sell them. So that's one thing that could be pretty exciting here. Ranked rewards, they're going to be doing, they're calling this only 50% done because we still have the SPS replacing DEC to happen. Originally that was hopefully going to happen, I think, right about now or in the end of August is what they might have been saying. So we have one more month. Look at the land tech modernization here at 95% done. That's pretty amazing. That means that they almost have the back end stuff ready to really get us to the point where we'll be able to do that thing where we can reveal our lands even if we can't start using them yet. Riftwatchers, only 55% done. That's interesting considering I thought it might be launching this month, but it looks like it'll probably be next. SPS governance, though, way way down low at only 10% done. And Splinterfest, we're getting closer and closer. I still plan to go. I have a hotel room booked. I just hope I can get a ticket. We'll see what happens. But, you know, we're still waiting for this. We're supposed to apparently get those announcements in the next few days. Hasn't come out yet, so I'll do a special video when that info comes out. Validators test nest, as you can see, these ones are kind of interconnected. Land phase 1, not very far. Land phase 2, not very far at all. And Rebellion SPS validators for, you know, the next step of it. And Splinterlands validators is just all in the future. Don't even worry about it. So let's get back into what else we got here. From the marketing updates, they did say that the partnership with Ali Straza is going to be coming to an end soon. She's going to be at least streaming one more time of Splinterlands live on Twitch, from what I understand. Hopefully a lot of us can go and support her. She does seem to like the game. I don't know if she'll continue to stream it, though, if it doesn't get the kind of numbers of her normal streams. I did watch her videos. I didn't make it to her stream because I couldn't. And I think if we kind of support her, maybe watch her playing Hearthstone, but go, hey, I'm a Splinterlands player, but I'm trying to support you because you supported us. Maybe we can get her to continue to cover the game and the updates and try to play it sometimes. I do know that if we only get her to make a couple videos, some people won't be happy with that, but we'll have to see where that goes in the future. They did talk about the fact that we do have some Google ads going out there and some other things going on, but at this point, you know, they're still just looking for different ways for the marketing team to get the word out there. They did give us a little sneak peek of some of the miniatures, so we are going to have a Splinterlands tabletop game coming out. This is actually kind of cool because I know this is something that one of my buddies who I don't get to talk to as much anymore because Luke doesn't do his weekly videos anymore, is that Jim, he wants to be able to play this on, you know, like a streaming of the, like his happiness and hobbies, or I'm messing up your platform, Jim, sorry, but nevertheless, he wants to be able to play Splinterlands as a way to introduce more people to it. I think this is kind of a cool thing for the fans of the game. I know it'd be fun for me to get a copy of this to play with my kids and my family because they can't play Splinterlands with me. I don't know if like a new player would see this game and pick it up like a non-player, but we'll have to see. It could be interesting. If the game is actually really fun, then that could definitely bring some more people into there. They did talk about the fact that the creative team had some big stuff coming, but it looks like it has a lot to do with Splinterfest and with the big announcement of next week, so there wasn't really a lot given out. They did talk about the fact that the Tournament and Brawls team are working on getting ready for what I believe are ghost tournaments. They didn't call them ghost tournaments, but the idea is that you could make a tournament where every single person that enters won't be playing with their cards, but will be playing with the same exact cards at the same exact levels, so that there won't be anybody who has a card advantage over another player. When those type of tournaments come out, it should be pretty cool because now you could see some of the people who really study the game and really know how to play it able to go ahead and compete no matter what level they're at. Now that's something that could definitely bring some more people into the game, because even if they were struggling playing in silver and bronze, they could still sign up for a gold or diamond level tournament that is using ghost cards and compete with the big boys. Now, given if they don't study the abilities of those upper leagues, they might not do so well, but still, I think it's a very cool thing. I'm almost positive that's what's coming, but they did not announce it here. They said they would be announcing it later, but that they were working towards something, and I know that's something that they want to do on this Splinterfest tournament, because that would make the most sense. None of us would need to log in with our regular accounts, so they could just go ahead and give us account 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, know who is playing at what seat, and we would all have the exact same cards to choose from, and it would come down to true skill. If that's the case, I'm going to need to study up, because if I'm going to be there, I don't want to lose right away in this tournament. For Splinterlands TV, we got another fun winner of Rogue One for Clip of the Week. They went ahead and played that. They talked about the channel continuing to grow. Again, I am on Wednesday nights starting at 8 p.m. Pacific. I do giveaways of packs, vouchers, cards. I let you challenge me to try to win cards. So if you come and support the channel, thank you very much. We're up to 60 subscribers over there. Thank you very much, because the more people that subscribe to that channel, whether it's using your free Prime subscription or just doing it to support us, that money all gets funneled out to the different streamers on the platform, including me. But I only stream one night. It does help some of the smaller guys a lot more who do stream a lot more than me. Now, as you can see here on the summary, that one of the main things they pointed out is July had just an absolute crazy pack sales. So this was the ones that got us to the Grandmaster airdrop and then passed it by a little bit. And we're already almost halfway up to the next one now. So as you can see, packs can sell very quickly. And we were expecting maybe a big bunch of packs being bought up with people who had been saving DEC. It did look like that did happen. And so, you know, it's kind of interesting to think that there's only 5.5 million of the 15 million packs left, and a lot of people who thought they needed to burn these, it's really looking like they're going to sell these a lot quicker than 1 year, and these were supposed to last a year. And as the airdrops start to get closer to coming out, we're always going to see this speed up. And we've always seen in the Splinterlands history that the pack sales start to get very quick when you get to about 20% left, because that's when people start to see that, you know, profit at the end of the tunnel, where all those packs they're going to be buying are going to be going up in price. A secondary market is usually around 20, 30, 40 bucks eventually for packs. Now for these ones, there's a lot more. There might be a lot more sellers, but even if you bought a pack for $4, and if you bought it with DEC and really got it for about $2.50 or cheaper, depending on your discount on the DEC right now, and then you're able to resell that pack for like $10, that's still almost a 4x on your money. And a lot of people are going to play that speculation as we get closer to these. I know that in the past we saw like the last 20% of the packs sell out within like an hour or two when it got to 20% less left, and it's just been pretty wild. Now, Riftwatchers are going to have a promo card, so there is going to be a pre-sale period where there's going to be a card that is similar to Dr. Blight that will not be in the pack. I know I am trying to get some funds together to get ready to try to do 1,000 packs in the pre-sale to get hopefully a good level copy of this promo card, but we don't know how many packs you're going to have to buy or how that's going to work. I know that they're talking about them being 3 million packs in total. This is really one of the reasons why it's so good right now, in my opinion, to get into the SPS liquidity pools, because you can earn more SPS. You should be able to catch a ride up of the SPS value, given if you don't want any impermanent loss. If you don't think the impermanent loss will get canceled out by the rewards you're earning, then you might not want to do that. They are going to release some kind of information on us having more skins for the cards come into the game. I know the argument against skins is that when I'm playing a match in the future, once land is fully out and I'm able to play a secondary phase of a spell or equipment card, if I don't know what cards I'm fighting, I'm at a disadvantage. So you can't have some crazy skin where I can't recognize the team, but it seems like they are going to be able to work past that. They gave us a little bit of information on the SPS validators, and they did just remind players that are worried about the fact that in the future you have to have staked SPS on your account to be able to go ahead and earn in the game. Well, like the people who rent cards or don't really stake SPS, there will be people out there who will be willing to lend you their SPS. So there is going to be a system within the game where since I have a lot of SPS staked, I could put out there, hey, you can rent 1,000 staked SPS for me for this much DEC each season or day or whatever the system ends up being, and you'll be able to do that so that you can go ahead and earn SPS while you're playing the game. That is going to be another thing you have to rent. It might take away from your earnings a little bit, but they're looking into that. They also said they might institute something like you could possibly have staked SPS be burned into DEC so you didn't have to unstake it for 4 weeks. Or they were looking at possibly changing things up so not all the SPS you earn gets staked immediately, because I do know some people who are playing using their DEC to rent cards so they can continue to play and get more assets, are afraid that when this switches over, they're going to run into situations where they're waiting for SPS to unstake to be able to buy DEC, to be able to go ahead and keep playing the game, and they're very, aware of that issue. They also told us about the fact that tomorrow, and that is today, that they'd be coming out with a lot of updates to the game that would be giving us some screens to be able to track our liquidity pool rewards. And it's good that I did this today, because now I'm going to be able to show you those. We did get some eye candy. This is the next legendary summoner from the Chaos set that's going to be released, the Fire one. Now, I know there was some people out there that were talking about the fact that the Fire team might be getting a magic summoner from the Riftwatchers set. I hadn't really heard that, but maybe they got their signals mixed up, because they did talk about the fact that this guy has one of the Elemental Phoenixes, which is an old alpha card, as a pet. That card is magic. So what kind of summoner keeps a magic attacking bird? I'm just speculating, but maybe the fire team is getting a magic summoner, and that definitely could change the game for them, because they have some very good magic cards that are very underpriced right now. And if you really wanted to play some crazy speculation right now, maybe go out and buy a couple copies of those magic cards, because if this is a magic summoner, you can expect those prices to go up on those cards, and I'll give you some example of some of those in just a moment. We also got some concept art for the green epic summoner that's actually coming from Riftwatchers. This is a very interesting card. It's the Fern Heart. The fact that he has these brambles on his shoulders kind of is interesting, because Mylor is from the dice set, and the dice set and the Riftwatcher sets are kind of, dice goes away when Untamed goes away, so Mylor leaves the scene when Untamed leaves the scene. And this card, could it be another green card with a summoner with thorns and another ability possibly? I don't know, but do these brambles matter, or is it just something kind of cool? He does have an axe. This does look to be somebody who's going to be more melee based, but the word about him is that he was a pacifist, but when the rifts opened up and the Splinterlands got attacked, he was driven to extreme anger and is now ready to fight. Of course, you could also see that while he is holding an axe, he's doing some kind of magic in his hand. Really, this card's all over the place with what it could possibly be doing for your team. We can expect a double ability, I would believe, from these summoners. I just don't know what it will be, so we'll have to see at this time. They also showed us this is something that will be used on the post for the Splinterfest. It's a pretty cool wallpaper. I need to save that one really quick, because that's a pretty cool one, and for sure it's going to be out there after we're getting information about Splinterfest. They did show us this is the Countess's animation. The basic reason for showing this is they talked about the fact that when they design cards now, they do go ahead and have the artistic team start to make animations of them for when eventually the game does get to a point where some of the cards, when they attack each other, might move into a world of an animation of a character attacking. And when you summon your things, they could possibly be maybe not three-dimensional monsters, but could be two-dimensional monsters that have some kind of animation when they're doing their attacks and stuff. They do have some future plans to make the game maybe look a little better than it looks today, but that was really, kind of the whole feel of this was a lot of people pushing them and talking to them about the changes to SPS and all of those kind of things. And the main thing that we found out about was the big new listing, and that there was a huge announcement coming next week, and they talked about that a decent amount. Now, we did also get a chance. He introduced some more coders and customer support people. If you're interested in hearing some of their stories and who they are, then you can listen to the whole town hall, but I wouldn't get too far into that. Now let's go ahead and talk about some of the announcements that came out today. So we had basically the two big things that they talked about today was we are getting the new pages within the Splinterlands website to be able to see your liquidity pools, and that they worked out a partnership with a program called EMP Money, or I think this is, I don't even know what the EMP stands for. This is the project I'm going to be looking into because of the partnership that they've had with Splinterlands. Now this is a pretty loose partnership, but it does bring a protocol that has $20 million in liquidity and $50 million locked up in their vaults to take a look at Splinterlands, because their tokens are now going to be able to be spent on Splinterlands assets, and then they're going to, from what I've understand, go into the treasury. So they're looking at a way of they almost described this when it was announced in Mad Chat by AJ Brockman, who's actually a longtime Splinterlands player who started the EMP Money protocol, that they're looking at this as almost a way to have tokens be burned. Now, he's actually a friend for me that I covered polypixels for him, and we've talked a lot in the past, but he never told me about EMP Money, so I reached out to him, and he said, yeah, sure, dude. Well, if you want to look into it and do a video, I'll definitely work with you. So hopefully I'll be covering that and explaining it to you a little bit, how this is good from both people. But the main thing I said, and he did say, yes, this is the main advantage of this partnership, is it's bringing quite a lot of people with quite a lot of tokens to the Splinterlands ecosystem where they can speculate on buying, whether it's land tokens, pack tokens once that marketplace is up, or just cards or spell books, and get into the game knowing that those tokens aren't going to be dumped by the Splinterlands team. They're actually going to be used to be locked up into the protocol and earn rewards for the team in the way that they do. But it's definitely a very interesting idea and partnership. Again, more to follow on this because I don't know a lot about the EMP Money project at this time, but I will be learning. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the new dashboards that came out today after the update. So now if you go into your SPS staking screen, even if you don't have any SPS staking screen, SPS staked or SPS liquid, you can click on this new tab that called pools, and you can see your claimable rewards up on top. You can see they have one for DEC and SPS, because if you are in the SPS DEC pool, you earn SPS and DEC, and I believe there are a few other pools that we covered in the past that you can earn DEC on. You can actually look on here and see that you can see what you have staked. So I do have some SPS swapped HIVE. The overall liquidity and the current APR is 167.98%. So this APR is pretty amazing. My share is 0.23 of the rewards, and I have 651, so 651 that I can claim. I also am in the voucher and swap hive, and that's over 100% as well. Those are very good. You can see right now, if you are somebody that uses BNB, which would be somebody like me who has a Binance Smart Chain account. Ooh, look at, I have a whole one BNB. But if you go into SPS BNB right now, you can actually get over 200% for having tokens staked into this pool. But they did state that when you stake those tokens, you get a liquidity token in your wallet to represent that stake. You have to keep those in your wallet. If you stake those somewhere else for some other reward, then you are forfeiting this reward. Same thing within the SPS wrapped ETH. This one, though, they warned a lot about because it's on PancakeSwap, and on PancakeSwap you have the ability to stake your liquidity tokens in for double rewards, basically, in theory, but in this case you wouldn't want to do that. You can also see that the DEC SPS pool is actually playing not so much here but better here for SPS DEC. I think they need to add a little thing into here to clarify where this is, because it depends on where you're doing this that you get these, and I actually, looking at this, I'm not sure which one is where, but they are the same thing. But see, this one's at only 7%, and this one is 60%. The one thing about SPS and DEC is that if you do that, they go up and down, and you should just know about that. Almost the same, so you probably won't lose money for being on them. Whereas if you're in these ones that are paying more, like SPS to HIVE, HIVE has been moving up and down a lot, so you could be losing SPS. The same thing if you're in DEC and DAI. DAI's a little bit safer because it doesn't move, but you'll get impermanent loss as DEC moves. And then if you're in DEC and swap HIVE, the same thing. These are also paying out a lot lower than vouchers in swap HIVE, but these probably have the highest problems. This one's very interesting. SPS and BNB are both two separate cryptocurrencies that in a bull market will work together and are paying over 200%. So it might be interesting to move some of my SPS out into this chain, though I've been putting most of it into the SPS Hive, but now this one's at a higher percentage. But this is going to go back and forth. I think, liquidity will move around to balance these out. But it's nice now that we have these claim buttons, so I can hit claim here. Just do a quick example. Sorry, I know this video isn't maybe as fast as everyone, but there you go. It went away and my SPS balance went up. So that was really simple. Can click here, can claim another 92 SPS reward. And as you can see, there's no fees for this. So that's pretty nice when you're on the pools that I'm sure are within the Hive ecosystem. If you had it up here, I'm sure you'd have to do something with your MetaMask wallet to be able to do those. Peak Monsters also does have a way for you to see this. So if you go explore and then you go to it doesn't show it right now because I'm already here, but you can go to where your rewards are for stuff, SPS and DEC rewards, and then it's going to show you all of the different places, how much money you're being able to make on those, and then they do have a way for you to go ahead and track that here. Now that it's in the website and it's on this really clean interface, I don't see as many people using Peak Monsters to track it anymore, but if you're always on Peak Monsters, that can definitely work out for you. So I hope this kind of helped you guys out. Like I said, I'll let you know more about this announcement. I'll let you know what's going on with next week's town hall, and this post will be going up on my blog here, and once it is, if you come and make a comment, you'll have a chance to win 5,000 dark energy crystals. One commenter will win that, and all the comment has to be is about the post, welcome back, just something other than, hey, put me in the drawing, and you'll get on the wheel for the spin next week. Thanks everybody, goodbye.